Nurses, how many times have you said, "I'm fine," when you weren't? How many times have you swallowed your emotions, put on a brave face, and kept on moving? Nurses are trained to be strong. We're taught to hold it together no matter what. But here's the truth: without strength, without support, that's not strength. It's just a setup for burnout. Today, I'm talking about what happens when nurses stop pretending and start healing, because you deserve better than silence. Hey, everybody, my name is Teresa Sanderson. I'm the founder of Nurses Feed Their Young, and I've been exactly where you are. I know how common it is for nurses to suppress their emotions and just to push through another shift, to smile when you're really breaking inside, to tell yourself, oh, I'll deal with this later when it's convenient, right? Well, this message today is about breaking that silence. It's about creating real change through emotional support for nurses who are tired of carrying everything alone. I'm here to tell you something you need to hear. You're not weak for feeling exhausted. You're not broken if you're struggling. You're not failing because you can't keep pretending everything is okay. You're carrying more than most people will ever understand. You're witnessing trauma, grief, suffering, and then expected to clock out like it never happened. And you don't have to carry it alone anymore. I want to talk with you for a little bit about the hidden toll of pretending you're fine. Let's start with the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Nurses are conditioned, truly conditioned, to minimize their pain, to compartmentalize, and to say, "I'm good," even when everything inside is screaming. From day one, we're taught to be strong, to handle it, to not let our emotions interfere with patient care. And on the surface, that sounds reasonable. But here's what they don't tell you: emotional suppression doesn't just disappear, it doesn't just evaporate when your shift ends. So, layer by layer, shift by shift, patient by patient, it leads to compassion fatigue, moral injury, burnout, and nurses walking away from the profession entirely. You start feeling numb, detached, like you're going through the motions, but not really present anymore. And here's what you need to hear: this is not personal failure. This isn't weakness. This is cultural conditioning in nursing. We've been told that silence is strength and that good nurses don't complain and that we should just be grateful we have jobs. But silence isn't strength. Silence is actually suffering. And pretending you're fine when you're not is costing you your well-being, your joy, and sometimes even your career. Now I want you to know and understand you're not the only one. You are not the only one feeling this way. Right now, there are thousands of nurses who are grieving patients they couldn't save, who are carrying stress from understaffed shifts and impossible workloads, who are frustrated by systems that don't value them or listen to them. There are nurses who are questioning if they can keep doing this. They're lying awake at night replaying difficult conversations or traumatic codes. There are nurses who feel guilty for wanting something different, for considering leaving bedside nursing, for feeling angry at the profession they once loved, and they think they're alone in it, but they're not. When nurses stop pretending, healing begins, because someone always says, "Me too." That moment of recognition, when you realize you're not the only one, that's powerful. And that's where connection starts. That's where real transformation happens. You don't need to just have it all together. You just need to be honest about where you are. And when you do that in community, everything changes. So I want to share with you why peer support is the solution. After years and years of working with nurses, I've learned that nurses don't want therapy. They just want someone who gets it, someone who understands what it's like to lose a patient and then walk into the next room with a smile on your face, someone who knows the weight of charting for hours after your shift should have been over, who understands that staffing shortages, moral distress, and emotional exhaustion are normal for nurses, someone who's been there, someone who speaks your language, who doesn't need an explanation. That's why peer-led communities work. They create safety, they create trust and validation. It's not about fixing each other. It's not about having all the answers either. It's about being seen and heard by people who truly understand. Imagine sitting in a circle, virtual or in person, with other nurses who understand your reality without you having to explain it. Imagine being able to say, "This shift broke me," and hearing you're not alone. Imagine having a place where you don't have to be the strong one, where you can be real, vulnerable, and human. That's what peer support offers. Not solutions, not platitudes, just connection and validation. And the reminder that you are not carrying this by yourself. Doesn't mean fixing anyone. It just means someone saying, you're not alone. I see you and your feelings matter. And that's exactly why we created Thriving Nurse Network. It launches on December 12th, and it's built by nurses for nurses. This isn't another wellness program telling you to practice self-care or take a bubble bath. This isn't about adding one more thing to your to-do list. This is a community where nurses don't have to be perfect, just real. Inside the Thriving Nurse Network, you're going to find peer support circles where you can show up exactly as you are, exhausted, frustrated, hopeful, confused, whatever you're feeling. And you're going to find safe spaces that understand what you're carrying. This is led by nurses who understand. Mentorship circles, resources for personal and professional growth. You'll find other nurses who are navigating the same challenges that you are. Some are staying at the bedside. Some are transitioning to new roles. Some are even building businesses. But all are committed to feeding each other instead of tearing each other down. This is about transforming nursing culture from one where nurses eat their young to one where nurses feed their young. And it opens on December 12th. The waitlist is open now, and I want you on it. So today, we've talked about why pretending you're fine takes a toll on your mental health, your physical health, and your ability to keep showing up. You're not the only one struggling. Thousands of nurses are feeling exactly what you're feeling right now. Peer support is the solution. No more self-care tips, not more resilience, real connection with people who get it. And the Thriving Nurse Network is here for you. There's nothing wrong with needing support. Nothing. In fact, needing support is one of the most human things about you. You've spent your entire career supporting others, holding space for patients and families in their most vulnerable moments, showing up even when it's hard, giving even when you're empty. Now it's your turn to be supported. It's your turn to be held, to be seen, and to be valued, because you are valuable, you are resilient, and you deserve a space where you can be human, messy, real, and imperfect. If you're ready for real connection and not surface level networking, but genuine support from nurses who understand, join the waitlist now for Thriving Nurse Network. You don't have to do this alone anymore. And starting December 12th, you won't have to. The waitlist link is below the video. And I would love for you to just click on it, join us, and let's transform nursing culture together, because you're not the problem. The system is. And together, we're building something better. I'll see you inside.